tattva, five tattva. To Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he come to Mayapur, he bring all the families here. All the families. This is the Panchatattva is the most important to our devotional service. The Panchatattva, five. Pancha means five tattva. Who know the five tattva nicely, then he can understand more clearly to Krishna. This Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is from, is a Krishna Prema Pradayate, Krishna Prem. He come only Krishna Prem to give us Krishna Prem, only. Is the purpose of coming here, what? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the purpose of Radha Bhava Angikari Radhara Paranadhi. Radha Bhav. What is the mood of Radharani? He is the one mission, and another mission, he distribute Krishna Prem to all of us. This is the second mission. So many yuga is going on. 4 yuga is rolling. Not like a Kali Yuga only one time come to here, no. It's many time Kali Yuga also came here. The Shastra said 64 Chatur Yuga. Chatur Yuga means 4. Is equal to 64. 4 Yuga is equal to 64. After this Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. Every Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he did not come here. So you understand how we are lucky. Another Yuga, they don't got at Krishna Prem very easily. Not possible, my dear. Only when he came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then you understand this Kali Yuga is so merciful. Kali is Kalaho. Kali means Kalaha Yuga. But they have on good qualities to surrender to Krishna very easily process. Very easily process. Satya Yuga, Teta, Dapur. You can find the search there how to find to God. Very difficult. Satya Yuga, 1,000 years their meditation. 60,000 years. 65,000 years they meditate to God. After some time they find or not find. But Kali Yuga is the most easy process. Only what? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Everyone please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. One more time, louder please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is the processing to go back spiritual world. Only holy name, the Kali Yuga, only to go spiritual world, the way to chant the holy name. purify your heart, your ego, everything. You can purify only one mantra. Om Namah Shivaya. Yeah, yes? No? Om Kali mantra, Durga mantra, 1,000 of mantra you have. You can go search there, finding the Shastras, 1,000. Every demigod have every mantra to worship. But only you can chant the holy name. This mantra particularly to give to you all liberate to go back to the spiritual world. Gaur Bhimanande. And another mantra you chant cannot possible. You go spiritual world. Not possible. Only this mantra. So you understand this how much qualities this mantra. But we sometimes we are not care about. We are not seriously. We are taking this. We are thinking very easy. But my dear Prabhu, you not understand what you are chanting, which mantra you chanting. This is so powerful and directly connect with Krishna. Because Krishna said, me and my name not a difference. Yes or not? No. You believe? You believe or not? Me and my name is not a difference. You need to believe. Krishna himself and his name, not a difference. That's why Kali Yuga Naam Avatar. Kali Krishna is came to Naam Avatar. So my dear devotees, today I will make something new. I need to wake up you, please. I don't need something like a lazy sleeping, something another, no. I need something to do for you. I need to work with me. But I need you to bring somewhere. But you not agree, then I cannot possible. You want to come with me, so I will bring you Mayapur. You okay? Because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is Kirtan is birthplace. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu birthplace and Kirtan also birthplace. Kirtan is birth there. Appear there, Kirtan. So you understand? So what is the important? To go Mayapur with holy name. You can go with holy name. He take you wherever you go, what you want. Okay, let's go to chant with your heart, with your feeling, with your emotional, your power, your energy. You give in holy name. And you fully surrender in holy name. You need to surrender to holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. One more together, please, louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Don't make balance. Don't make down more. Up down don't do. Sound don't make up down. Okay. Please make on balance. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Flute sound, give up. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Sound. Mr. Babu, I need more sound, little bit more sound. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It's okay, now good. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Everyone play louder. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Bol, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Gauranga, Sagita, bolo bolo, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Come on, everyone. Hare Ram. Wake up. Deep jago, my dear. Okay. One more. Play. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sound slow, sound ki. Sound ki. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga. Jaya Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Oh Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura. Oh Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Oh Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Gaura Hare. Gaura, 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 Gaura. Jaya Gaura, 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 Gaura Hare. Gaura, Gaura. Gaura, 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 Gaura Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Gautanande Harinam Sankirtan ki Harinam Prabhu ki Samata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Rita Pavan Gauritai ki Gautanande. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Gaura Premanande. Dragi gostje, drage bakte, dobrodošli na nedeljskem programu v skupnosti za zavest Krišne. Hvala čudoviti kirtaniji Deva Dharma Prabhuju za ta ekstatičen kirtan. Hari, hari bol. Hvala tudi vsem, ki ste sodelovali pri tem kirtanu, na mridangi Bhakta Sašo, na flauti Bhaktina Špela, Mahatma Nanda Prabhu na karatalih in hvala tudi vam, zbrano občinstvo. Sledi predavanje njegove milosti Mahatma Prabhuja, učenca Šrila Prabhupada, na njegove božanske milosti Šrila Prabhupade, in danes bo na našem predavanju nedeljskem imel delavnico na temo svetega imena, in sicer kako okušati sveto ime. Delavnica bo trajala nekje do 17. ure, do 5. ure, potem bojo sledila obvestila in nekje ob 25 se je na sporedu vegetarijanska pojedima prasadam. Danes bomo imeli tudi program plus po 17. oziroma po 19. uri, po 7. uri zvečer, program plus tudi z Lalit Govindo Prabhujom. Da ne bom preveč dolgovezil, vsi poznate že njegovo milost Mahatma Prabhuja, tako da lepo ga pozdravimo na Vyasasanu, Gaura Premanande. In prepustimo se njegovim modrostim. Adhikari, Vyasasan is yours.
Thank you. I love it when the announcements are in languages I don't understand. Because you can say anything you want about me, and it doesn't bother me.
So I should also say in English if you would like.
No,
it's all right.
I don't
but
want to
just
hear.
In Slovenian I have to say that there will be a translation.
Yes.
Zato za vse tiste, ki ne razumete angleško, imeli bomo tudi prevod. Slušalke lahko dobite pri Dol Chandra Prabhuju. Prosim, da ravnate z njimi skrbno in da jih po predavanju tudi vrnete. Hare Krišna.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sanyavari Paschatya Desatarine Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangolangayate Girim Yakrapatamaham Vande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna to everyone. Nice to see you. Where's the translation? Oh, you need an earphone? Only one person? Translate, how many people are?
I don't know.
Okay. So I was asked to speak about japa. For those of you who are not familiar with it, japa is the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, personal and private. The word japa means to murmur. So this is what it looks like. It's supposed to look like. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. That's known as japa. And kirtan is loud. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when we're doing kirtan, we're all singing together, it's community. When we're doing japa, even if we're all together, it's private because you're only hearing yourself chant. When you're supposed to, if somebody's chanting loudly, you end up hearing them instead of yourself. But japa means quietly, so you just hear yourself. You don't hear anybody else. And so, when we're doing kirtan, we're all together in one voice, chanting Krishna. And according to our philosophy, Krishna, his name is an incarnation in sound. So what does that mean? Or you can say it's a deity in sound. So on the altar we have deities. They're made of wood, I believe. Is that correct? Wood or? Neem wood. Neem wood. They're made of wood. And so the deity can manifest through wood. Krishna can come into that wood and manifest in a form which we can see, because we can't see spirit, so he comes in a form we can see. And he manifests in that form. And that's called a murti, or deity, or you could say also an incarnation in a sense. He's incarnation of wood. You could say that. And so it means that God can descend into some material element. Like we have prasadam, so you know, most of you know about prasadam. Raise your hand if you don't know what prasadam is. All right, probably you came because of prasadam. Right? So, as we know, Krishna manifests himself in the prasadam. That prasadam is Krishna. It's like the body of Christ and the wafer and the wine, like that. So he's manifesting in material elements. So the name Krishna is an incarnation of Krishna, or a form, a murti, a deity in the form of sound. And so when you're chanting, you are producing a deity of Krishna with your tongue. Isn't that interesting? Like each one of you. When we're chanting together, all of us together are producing that form of Krishna. We're all singing together. And when you're chanting individually, it's not all of us making one Krishna, it's each of us making our own Krishna. So it's very personal and very private. So when we're chanting, we are making a connection which can be extremely intimate, extremely personal, because the name is Krishna. So here's Krishna in his name, and here is us. And so Krishna and the name, we're together, there's a relationship. It's just, that's what's going on. And you have your own Krishna, because every time you say Hare Krishna, you've just produced your own Radha and Krishna deity. Wow, isn't that interesting? And we each, let's say we're all chanting japa here. There would be 60 Radha Krishna deities in the temple. Each sound would be a deity. And just as with deities, if you have deities at home or you know anything about deity worship, you worship the deity, and the essence of deity worship is offering your devotion, right? Through the articles. So we offer incense, we offer flame, we offer so many things to the deities, we offer food. For those of you who don't know, so many times a day we do offerings here. But the real offering is not the food or the incense or the light. The real offering is the devotion. And we use these articles to express our devotion. So, Krishna, please accept this incense. Please accept this light. Please accept this water. Please accept this fruit, this flower. So we know, most of us know that in the Bhagavad Gita there's a famous verse, and Krishna says, you can offer me something as simple as water, or you can offer a leaf from a tulsi plant we have outside. There's a garden in the greenhouse. We have a tulsi plant. That's a sacred plant. You can offer a little leaf, or you can offer fruit, or you can offer a flower. And if you offer it with devotion, Krishna says, I will accept it. So the leaf, fruit, flower, water is inexpensive, easily available. If you can't get anything, you can get water, and you can offer that to Krishna, and Krishna says, I will accept it. And that is the foundation of bhakti. You offer with love. In the same way, when we're chanting Hare Krišna, we're making an offering to Krishna. Yes, we're offering the name to Krishna. It's a sacrifice. We're offering the name. And so this verse says, Patra, leaf, Pushpa, flower, palam, fruit, toyam, water. Leaf, fruit, flower, water, offered to me with devotion. And I have also added to that verse, or I think we could add to that verse for the sake of discussion, offer me a leaf, offer fruit, flower, water, or my name with devotion. So when we are chanting, most of us here chant do japa, we chant in our meetings. When we're chanting like that, we are meant to offer our heart and offer our devotion to Krishna through his name, just like you could offer it through a piece of fruit or a flower or water. You can offer that to Krishna. Here, please take this. When we're chanting, we're offering ourselves. That's actually, what is, the holy name is like a plate in which you put your soul and say, Krishna, here, I'm offering myself to you. Because the real offering, the ultimate offering is the self, isn't it? Because you've heard the word false ego. If you haven't, you've heard it now. Most of us know the word false ego. False ego means that I identify to be something I'm not, a false identity. And we say you should surrender to Krishna, which means you should surrender that false identity. And surrender that identity as I am meant to enjoy this world. Surrender that identity and you give that to Krishna. I surrender that identity and I adopt the identity that I'm a servant. So I'm surrendering as a servant. So when we're chanting, we're trying to surrender that identity of I'm like God, a master enjoyer, a controller, a proprietor, some false identity. And we're actually praying in the mantra as we're offering ourselves to Krishna. Please take this mantra, take my heart. But we're also praying, we're asking Krishna, please help me realize that I'm not a master, but I'm a servant. That's actually my identity. So most of us know that, right? Do you know that you're a servant? Do you know that's your identity? Did you read that in the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad? Anyone who's read our literature, we know that, don't we? But it's a huge difference between knowing that and actually having that experience as having that identity as your experience. So the problem in this world is our identity, our experience of identity is that we're not constantly understanding or feeling or realizing or experiencing or even wanting to realize that I am a servant. We're more or less in the mood, more like I am an enjoyer of this world. And I will give some of that to Krishna, but fundamentally I'm the enjoyer. Yes, isn't it? More or less. And so when we talk about surrender, we get scared because we have to surrender that identity that I'm an enjoyer, I'm a controller, I'm like a kind of a little god. We don't really want to surrender that identity. But that's what the Maha Mantra means. You didn't know the Maha Mantra was that scary, did you? That's actually what it means. Krishna, please engage me in your service, but it means much more than what you think on the surface. It means, Krishna, please help me develop the ego of a servant. Please annihilate that ego that I am the master, controller, owner, enjoyer, proprietor of this world, that people are meant to honor. I want honor from others. I want prestige. I want facility. I want all kinds of material enjoyment. Please help me realize that I am a servant, because the perfection is to realize I'm an eternal servant of Krishna. And I can't develop love of Krishna if I'm competing with him, right? So what's that competition? That I'm an enjoyer. Krishna, you're an enjoyer, that's fine, as long as you give me 50%. Can we cut a deal? You know that mentality? Krishna, please help me. Krishna, please help me enjoy it, and I'll cut you percentage. Something like that. So the Maha Mantra is not a prayer to keep us in this world, to keep us in that false identity. It's a prayer to get us out of that identity. So it's actually a prayer. Krishna, please help me surrender to my real identity. The thing is, we can't deny that identity. So if we run away from it, it's kind of foolish. But we're always trying to run away from that identity because we're afraid of it. We're actually afraid of ourselves. Isn't that interesting? Our identity is like we're real small. We're just a particle, and that particle is in a servant, and we're afraid of that. Because we didn't come to the world to be a servant, we came to be a master. So we run away from our identity. And so chanting of the Maha Mantra is really a prayer to be in that identity. And if we don't want to be in that identity, then at least we should pray to want to be in that identity. And we should understand the Maha Mantra is gradually preparing us for that identity. And that's the meditation that we go into, or we're supposed to go into, when we chant. So there's this connection between purity and our identity as a soul. Does that make sense? Are you in a state of shock now? Are you going to throw your japa beads away now? You mean I can't be, if I chant Hare Krishna, I won't want to be God anymore? Yeah, well that's actually good. You'll be happier. Because you're not God, and so trying to be God, it doesn't work. Now, one of the problems that I see, because I teach devotees how to chant japa, and one of the problems that I see is often when people are chanting japa, they don't really know why they're chanting, other than they were just told they have a vow, they're going to chant some rounds. How many of you have a vow to chant a certain number of rounds? Can you raise your hand? Like 50, 60%, right? How many of you would like to have a vow? Maybe, hopefully by the end of this class, yeah. So, most of us make a vow to chant a certain number. The problem is, a lot of times when we're chanting, we often disconnect from the reason we're chanting. And often the reason is, why are you chanting? Well, the reason is because I committed to chant a certain number of rounds. So a lot of devotees, if you ask them why you're chanting, they'd say, because I have to chant my rounds, this number that I committed to. It's not actually why you're chanting. We're chanting to develop love of Krishna. As I said, we're chanting to realize we're insignificant servants. And if, while we're chanting, we disconnect from what the chanting means, then it looks something like this. Can I demonstrate? Do I have your permission? I'm really good at demonstrating how not to chant. And you're going to see right now how not to chant. Everything will be clear. So this is a demonstration of someone who's chanting, and they're not thinking, I'm chanting to realize I'm a servant, Krishna help me understand. They're not, as I said, offering the holy name as an offering to the deity of the name. And they're not thinking, I'm chanting to develop love of God. They're just chanting to get their number done. Why are you chanting, Prabhu? Because I made a vow. It looks something like this. You're thinking now. What I'm making for breakfast. What I have to do in the office. Does it look like I'm having fun? What does it look like? Boring. And it's understandable that if my only connection with the most pure and divine name is that I'm just doing it as a duty with no feeling, really. I'm not really putting any feeling into it. My only feeling is I want to get it done. So it's kind of like on the level of maybe brushing your teeth, washing your plate. You know, it's like your enjoyment is about that level, isn't it? Maybe washing your plate is more enjoyable. I don't know. It's on the level of chore. You know chores. You've got to wash your clothes. So how do you feel when you wash your clothes? Kind of like that, don't you? You wash your plate, you kind of feel like that. Sweep the floor, you kind of feel like that. It's on the level of chores. Yes? Any of you experienced that before? Chore japa? Yes. You have. And I can prove it. Raise your hand if you ever said, I have some rounds to finish. Raise your hand. Like you. I have to finish my rounds. Yeah, okay. That's a chore. How many ever said, we have pizza today? Out there? I saw some. Do we?
Yeah.
Have some pizza. Have you ever said in your life, after the class, I have to eat some pizza? Have you ever said that? I have to eat pizza. And also I have to eat ice cream. I mean, you might say it in the sense like, I'll go crazy if I don't eat pizza. But you would never say it in the sense of a chore. I have to eat pizza or I'll kill somebody. Okay, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about it in terms of a chore. Oh, they have pizza out there. I have to eat it. You wouldn't say that because you like it. And you say, if you like something, you don't say, I have to do it. You say, I get to do it. I want it. Well, they have pizza. I'm going to get some. It's really good. I want to have some pizza. So, I have some very bad news for you. Please situate yourself so you're sitting solidly on the ground because you might faint or scream or something. Would you believe it if I told you that is not actually the holy name? It's not the Mahamantra. Would you believe that if I told you that? Well, think about it. If it were the Mahamantra and if Krishna were present, how could you not like chanting? But if he weren't present, could it be boring? Like, how could chanting the holy name be boring if it's Krishna? Because Krishna's not boring, right? Do you ever think about that? What? It's not actually Krishna, because Krishna doesn't manifest in a holy name unless it's chanted in the proper mood, the proper consciousness. What if I asked you, what is in your holy name, and you're chanting like this? You're just trying to get your rounds done. And I say, what's in your holy name? What's your intention? What's there? What's the mood? What's the rasa? What's the feeling? All you could say is, I'm just trying to get it done, right? So that's what's in your holy name. That's not actually Krishna. It sounds like Krishna, but it's not. And that's why we get bored, because we're, let's make up a mantra. You want to make up a mantra? Anyone have an idea? Like a made-up mantra? Boo boo baba dee dee da. No, how about Coca-Cola, 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 Cola? That's a good one, right? Here's my thesis, and you can take this home and try it tonight. No, you don't have to try it, but if you want have some fun, you can try it. My thesis is that if we're chanting the holy name, but we're disconnected from it, we're just doing it as a duty. It's not my thesis that we're only contacting a shadow of the name. This is what the acharyas, the gurus, they all say, that we're not. It's not really Krishna. Then what would be the difference between chanting Hare Krishna and chanting Coca-Cola in terms of your experience? Coca-Cola, 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 Cola, Coca-Cola, 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 Coca-Cola. Yeah, that's would be your experience of chanting Coca-Cola, which would be similar to Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Like that same, Krishna's not there. It's just a sound you're repeating over and over again. I know that's heavy, and I know that's extreme, and I'm purposely being heavy and extreme to make a point. But it is true. So, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Well, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that when you chant the holy name, you should be connected to what the holy name means, and that connection should be in terms of the feeling. What is a feeling? Like when a great devotee chants, what do you think they feel when they're chanting? Someone want to suggest what a very advanced devotee when they're chanting? What are they feeling? What's going on in their heart? Who can say? Separation. Yeah.
Chant more.
Taste. Yeah. Like it's really sweet. Yeah, Thakur Haridas chanted 22 hours a day. You must really like something to do it 22 hours a day. You must really like something to do it so much that you prefer doing that than sleeping and eating. You would reduce your eating and sleeping to 2 hours. You really must like it. Right? Do you ever fall in love and stay up all night? You meet some person and you can't go to sleep. You're just talking. Yeah, when you really love something, everything else is secondary. Yeah. So you would be experiencing, basically you'd be experiencing Krishna in His name and feeling sublime taste, for sure. Yes, what else do you think? Love. Yeah, of course. Connection. Gratitude. I feel Krishna's in His name, like I'm experiencing that. I'm grateful to be able to associate with Krishna. Yes. I had a realization. Can I share it with you? Of course, I've had like 10 million realizations. But this was a beautiful one. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
Someone said gratitude. Like, how would gratitude manifest? Well, we understand that if the holy name is chanted properly, Krishna is present there. So if I say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Radha and Krishna are there, sitting with me. Is that amazing? That God will come wherever you are in the world at any time, and you don't need any qualification other than a little sincerity. He will come and be with you. Is that amazing? Like, wow. Traveling temple. So, have any of you ever chanted and just kind of become overcome by this realization? That Krishna is now sitting with me in his name, and I am really not qualified to be sitting with God. Raise your hand if you ever had that experience and you lived through it. Yeah. This is so important. What I would like to impregnate within your heart today is this appreciation, because I have a theory that all the challenges we have in elevating our japa is due to a lack of appreciation. Like, if I'm chanting like this, on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being full appreciation and 0 being none, how much appreciation do I have for the holy name? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram. On a scale of 0 to 10? -1, right? Yeah. -1, yeah. What about this? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. More than -0? -1? A little more? Yeah, a little more. Yeah, yeah. My realization is, and I'll stand by this realization 100%, that all the difficulties we have in properly chanting are stemming from a lack of appreciation for the holy name. And you can experiment yourself and just try to enter a mode of appreciation before you chant and see what happens to the quality of your japa. And if ever you're chanting and you have this appreciation and you're really feeling connected to holy name, and then you lose that connection in the middle of your chanting, ask yourself, did I just drift away from appreciation? And I will bet all the money I have, which is not a lot, but I will bet that you will realize, yeah, at that moment I lost appreciation for the holy name, and that's why I descended more into a disconnected state of chanting, and I went back into the I have to finish my rounds mode. I lost. Now, this is not difficult to understand, because the basis of any healthy relationship is appreciation, isn't it? Like, how can you have a good relationship without appreciation? It doesn't happen, right? And have you ever been in a bad relationship and you say, I don't feel, one of the problems is I don't feel appreciated? Anyone ever had that experience? Yeah. Or a good relationship, I feel appreciated. We have a relationship with the holy name. We're chanting and there's a relationship. We are connected to Krishna in the form of that name. Remember, it's a form. We have a relationship. What kind of relationship can you have with the holy name if you don't have appreciation? On a scale of 0 to 10, what kind of relationship is that going to be? And you'll say, well, what's your relationship with the holy name? Well, we're staying together for the kids. Yeah, no, but basically we're saying, I'm staying together with the holy name for the vow, because I promised my guru I would do it. But otherwise, if I didn't promise, you know. we're married, we have kids, I'm staying together. You know about that, right? You know about those kinds of relationships, right? Do you want a relationship with the holy name like that? I hope not. Many of us in this room, we chant every day, and we encourage all of you to chant every day. And you can do it, and it can revolutionize your life, but if you don't connect, you won't be able to maintain it, because you won't experience that relationship. So why or how can we raise our level of appreciation? It's so interesting. A lot of people don't know this, but traditionally, when you would get a mantra to meditate on or to chant from a guru, before you could even get the mantra, you had to have some qualification. You know, you can't just go to university, just walk in and say, here I am, and sit in the class. Yeah, well, pass the test and show me your grades and what school you graduated from. It was the same with the mantra. Mantras weren't just given to everybody. People had to have some level of qualification. And traditionally, the mantras you get would kind of be adjusted to your qualifications. So you couldn't get very high mantras if you weren't very qualified. Mantras which would take you to higher levels of spiritual realization, you couldn't get unless you were qualified. And this mantra, the Hare Krishna mantra, it has more potency than any other mantra that has ever been given to humankind, and there's no qualification to chant it. What do you think of that? Good or great? It has greater potency than any mantra, and it doesn't require any qualification. Let's say, you know, downtown they just opened a university. It's considered the top university now in Europe, and anybody can go there. High school dropouts can go there. That'd be amazing, right? Wouldn't it? It's something like that. Is that something to be grateful for? Of course. We all have a relationship with Krishna. We all don't know what it is now, but we have one. By chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, gradually that relationship will be revealed to you. You will actually understand, feel, and experience your relationship with Krishna just by chanting. It's there in the mantra. Is that good? Or is that great? Yeah. You will realize that you're a spiritual being. Just by chanting, you'll become self-realized. Is that good?
Great.
That's pretty easy, isn't it? You can become a fully enlightened, self-realized soul just by chanting a mantra. That's all you have to do. That's amazing, isn't it? Good or great? Yeah. The Maha Mantra can lift you out of the world, out of the cycle of birth and death. We can take you out. Is that good or great? In one life.
Great.
You know how many lives you've been in the material world? Anyone want to take a guess?
Enough.
Yeah, way more than enough. Yeah, yeah. In Sanskrit, the word is anadi. Anadi means without beginning. Like, without beginning means forever. Like the soul is forever. So we forever have been transmigrating. And the Maha Mantra, if you chant it properly in one life, it can get you out of this cycle of birth and death. Good or great?
Great.
Wow. And ultimately, the Maha Mantra can awaken love of God in the heart. In one lifetime. That's amazing, isn't it? That's where appreciation comes from. Krishna is coming to us. and offering himself to us in his name. And really, if you could have a conversation with the holy name, it might look something like this. Krishna would say, I have decided to make it really easy for you to love me and make it really easy for you to come back to me. So I've incarnated in my name, and in this name, all perfection is achievable for you in ways that was never achievable before in the history of human society. You have it. I put it in the name. It's special, and I'm giving it to you. And all you have to do is chant. What would you say? It's too much trouble. Would you say that? I don't know. I'll think about it. Do I have to chant? Can you put in a pill or something? That's our response. That's sad, right? But that's when I was a young person in the 60s. Yeah, we wanted it all in pills, Just take the pill, that's your meditation, and get instant enlightenment. Yeah. So that mentality is there. So my premise is that if we appreciate the holy name, we won't take it for granted. We will feel, I am so fortunate that I can chant the holy name and awaken love of God. And I want to take this holy name and I want to chant it every day properly, because if I do, very quickly, I will advance, very, very quickly. Do any of you feel like you would like to advance faster? Raise your hand. Yeah. All right. I know how to do it. Chant better. Do any of you feel like you're struggling a little bit in your spiritual life? You don't have to raise your hand and embarrass yourself. But if you were all, no, let's do this. Close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes, because I don't want you to see who raises their hand. These are your eyes. Can you close them like that? So you don't see. Raise your hand if you need help in your spiritual life, if you struggle with it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the only people who didn't raise their hand don't understand English. For sure, for sure. I want to make a guarantee to you that if you deeply connect with the holy name, your spiritual problems will be minimal. Minimal. Your spiritual life will be very easy. That's my promise. When you chant, if you are present to the holy name in heart, if you're hearing, if your attention is on the holy name, if you're connecting as we're discussing today, I will promise you 100% that so many of your problems in spiritual life will be reduced to something quite insignificant. Shri Shri Panchatattva ki jai, Shri Shri Gauranitai ki jai. That is my promise and my guarantee to you. That is my experience. There is a huge difference in effect between doing something the right way and the wrong way, isn't it? You ever done something like for 3 weeks the wrong way and get no result until your friend comes over and says, oh, that's not the way to do it. And you think, oh my God, that's crazy. I've been doing this, spending an hour doing this every day. No, you're doing it the wrong way. That's why it doesn't work. So sometimes we chant and we don't do it the right way and we think, I don't really like to chant. It doesn't really work. It's not enjoyable. It works and it's very enjoyable if you do it right. I will promise you that. So we had a retreat 2 weeks ago, and I asked a question, and I think this is a beautiful question to ask, and I'm going to ask it to you. How would your life be better if your chanting were better? In what ways would it be better? And for everybody, it became clear how it would be better if the chanting was better. It's like so obvious. The things we struggle with would be easier. And so the Maha Mantra is here. It's a blessing. It's a gift to help us overcome the obstacles in our spiritual life, and it's so easy, but we just have to do it in the right mood, the right connection, the right meditation, with attention to hearing, focus, praying. Now, last thing I want to say, I said this last night, I believe. Yeah, I said it last night. Lord Chaitanya, who's on the altar in the center, in case you don't know, that's Lord Chaitanya. He blessed us with various prayers. And one prayer, he said, I don't want women, I don't want fame, I don't want money, I don't want anything. I just want pure devotional service. That's another definition of the holy name. If you can download that prayer and that mood and put that in your heart when you chant, that's what you're chanting. Krishna, help me desire only to love you. That's what I want. That's the prayer. That's what we go into every morning. Could you imagine if you are focused on that? You're chanting, I just want to love you. Please, I don't want anything. Please help me just love you. You did that every day for 2 hours every morning with focus and attention. You were not in your life. You were just there. You did that. Would your life be different? Yes or yes? Yes. It'd be a lot different, I can guarantee you. So, we have been given a process, and the greatest tragedy is to not use it properly. It just chant, just Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. That's such a tragedy, don't you think? When you have something so valuable. And so, I just want to encourage you, if you want to open up the value of it, you have to connect with it. And if you connect with it properly, you don't have to chant 16. If you connect with it properly, you will have experiences that you don't even believe you could have with the holy name. That's my promise. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So, I thought we could have some questions, because maybe I stimulated something, and so many of you are chanting, so you may have questions about it. What do you think? Shall we have questions? You have questions? Yes. Oh. You're next. Okay. Yes.
Hare Krishna. So, what?
Prabhu, how come we don't have 2 wireless microphones? One for the men and one for the women. Why don't you trade in one of these other microphones and get a wireless? Yeah. Think about it. Okay.
So, what would be the right ways to tune in chanting? Someone reads, someone hears something, but is there a specific way?
The fundamental problem is we don't connect as a relationship. And so we're connecting more as a process, and forgetting that the object of the process is Krishna. So, like, sometimes you perfect the process and, like, you move Krishna out of. I just do perfect the process and I move Krishna out of it. The operation was a success, but my japa was no good. I did the process, but my japa wasn't good. So once you enter into a process, a relationship orientation, then you start thinking, okay, Krishna's here in his name, and he's sitting with me. And then the appreciation starts to come. And when the appreciation comes, the taste comes. And when it's in a relationship, you start to realize that I have a relationship with God, but there's only one problem with that relationship, and it's not from his side. Right? Like you all, every one of us has a relationship with Krishna. But that relationship has a problem. What's the problem? Us. Not him. He's loving us fully. The problem's on our side. So when you realize it's a relationship, then naturally you start to feel, oh, he loves me, I don't love him. There's a problem in this relationship here. It's like a movie, you know. The guy loves the girl and she's like, nah, I don't, he's the perfect guy for her, but she wants the guy who's going to, like, make her life miserable. So, Krishna, you love me, and you want me to love you, so I'm praying through the holy name, you please help me love you. This is why I'm chanting. This is the reason I'm chanting every day. It's not to get my rounds in. I'm chanting to develop to love you, because that's what you want. That's what you ask for. Like you could take every verse of every scripture and you could say, this verse is saying, love me. Krishna is saying through this verse, love me. You could interpret it that way, because ultimately that's what's underlying every teaching. So here you are sitting. Why am I chanting? To awaken my love of Krishna, because that's what he wants. He wants that relationship. And so some of us have the problem of thinking, does he really want that relationship with me? That's like, doesn't make sense, right? There's a lot of people who don't want a relationship with me. Why would he, of all people, want a relationship with me? So sometimes we think that way, and when we think that way, it's more difficult to be intentional about our chanting, because we're hesitant to think, well, he really even wants me, or could I have a relationship? You ever feel that way? Is it even possible? And if I actually get there and I go back to the spiritual world, they'll look at me and go, oh, what are you doing here? We don't need you. We got better people here. So we think that way, but it's not like that. And so it's better to think, Krishna loves me because he loves all of us, and not because he's not loving me because I did some bad things or whatever. I didn't get good grades in school. I ran away from home when I was 17. I mean, go down the list of all the bad things you did. That's not on Krishna's list. He loves you because he loves you. And so that can really help your chanting. Well, he loves me, so I'm chanting to reciprocate. Krishna, I want to love you. You want me to love you. I want to love you. Can you help me love you? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And so you're sitting every morning in this loving exchange. It's beautiful. But if you sit every morning, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, I have to chant. What do I have to chant? Hare Krishna. It's like, what is Krishna thinking if you're thinking that way? This person doesn't like to chant, they don't like my name, and they're wondering why they don't have a taste for chanting. Right? That makes sense, right? Yeah. Hare Krishna. What? Oh, yes. You have a question? Sure.
Okay, thank you for the lecture.
We're bringing a microphone to you.
I just want to ask, for example, if I do japa and I talking like normally, I can lose my concentration and think about breakfast or something else. But if I singing during the japa, I think is the correct way or not?
Singing, give me an example how you would chant japa singing.
Like a song, like a kirtan I sing.
Oh, wait. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Yeah, like
Krishna
that.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Yeah, that's kirtan. That's not japa.
It's different.
Yeah, so what I would suggest to you, and this is it's a good point for everybody, you can sing the kirtan, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then catch that mood that you feel when you sing, and bring that mood into your japa. What do you think? Can you try it? Yeah, because it's all about the mood. So it's easier to get the mood when you sing, right? Try that. Another thing I want to tell everybody is that don't try to control your mind, try to control your heart. Because your mind will follow your heart. So we're all worried about my mind, breakfast, this and that. Where's your heart if your mind's in breakfast? Your heart's in the refrigerator. Yes? But if your heart is, oh Krishna, please help me love you, where's your mind? Where's your emotion? All those feelings will be there. What? Does that make sense? Or you have a doubt?
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Do you have my japa affirmation book? Do you have it? My japa affirmations book? No, you should get it. In the tent you can get it. We have it in English and Slovenia. It'll help you a lot. It creates the mood. That same mood you get when you sing, it'll create that mood in your japa, and you can do it. Millions of people have done it before you. You can do it. And kirtan will help your japa. But they're two different things. They're two different processes.
Okay. Also want to ask, I like to do it when I'm walking.
Yeah.
Is
Sure.
it okay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, thank you.
Whatever helps is okay. I mean, if your mind's going crazy, then yes, singing japa is better than crazy japa. You know, so, but it's not exactly the process, but you can try to perfect the process as it is, it's better, but if you can't, then... Doesn't it take you a long time to sing your japa?
Longer than I'm read,
Yeah.
but I thought it's more effective even it's longer.
Well, you know, Prabhupada sometimes would sing slightly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That's how, you know, you heard Prabhupada like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. It's a kind of singing, but it's subdued. So that's okay. I'm always advocating whatever works, but at the same time I try to encourage people. See, here's the problem. I just figured out the problem. The problem is sometimes we're doing it in the wrong way, and we're trying to compensate because we're doing it the wrong way by doing another thing we shouldn't be doing, so we can do it better, but we're not actually doing it the way we should do it. And if we did it the way we should do it, we wouldn't have to use some other means to compensate. Does that make sense? So I'm trying to give you the answer of how to go to the heart of it. Did that make sense? Like, you know, I can't sit and chant my rounds. I'm so fidgety. I'm going to do a headstand and chant. That way I can't move. You know. No, that's not the process. You know, it might help you, but it's not the process. Yes? My dear devotees, you can have amazing experiences every morning with the holy name, or you can have extremely boring, dry, cement-like experiences. And it all just depends on your effort and your understanding. And it can be so sweet. And it makes me sad if devotees say, I don't like to chant. You know, is there a food, like, you know, your favorite food? And someone says, I hate that food. And you're like, oh my God, your life is wasted. How could you not like that food? It's so delicious. And you're trying to figure out why they don't like it. And maybe it's because it was cooked with like something weird. So it's kind of like that with me. When people say, I don't like to chant, it's like, how could you not like to chant? It's so sweet. So I want to help you get that sweetness. Yes?
What if you move from like bad japa to a kind of japa that switches between apathy and like really attentive and really nice? Could that be like a phase on the way to a better japa?
Yeah.
Or?
No, that's pretty good. Excuse me, it's not good, it's normal. But what I try to do is internally commit to japa that's never bad. That at least it's okay. You know, like make that commitment. Because if you're chanting apathetic japa, it's like, why? What's the point? You know, it's like, you cook for me. It's like, not in the mood today, dal's burnt, you know, rice has, you know, no salt, you know, I overcooked this. You know, we don't do that. We're like, we have standards. Isn't it? Like you're a really good mridanga player. It's not like he comes in one day and he's offbeat. Right? It doesn't happen. He's got standards. The mridanga has to be played this way, right? Isn't it? Deva Dharma has a standard, how he leads kirtan. We all have standards. Why don't we place those standards under japa? So that's something to think about. But if you do get apathetic, then I would suggest that it's a time for little appreciation meditation. Just stop and appreciate, Like, this life I can go back to Godhead, and Krishna has come, and he's sitting here in the holy name, and I'm apathetic? No, that's not good. I should appreciate it. That's what I would try to do, as much as possible. And my personal goal is to elevate my japa to a point where I don't know how to chant bad rounds, like I forgot. I don't know. Like, it's just like, I don't know, my body doesn't do it anymore. It's like, his body cannot play bad mridanga. It's impossible. So get your body and mind to the point where you can't chant bad japa. You don't know how to do it. You've practiced good japa for so long, you forgot what bad japa is like. And if you start doing it, immediately you stop and you think, this is not japa. Right? You ever get a vegetable and you look at it and go, this is not it's like rotten or something. I can't cook with this. It's like, oh, that's not japa. I can't do that. Why would I do that? It's a waste. Why would I cook with a rotten vegetable? That's what I try to do. Is that all right? Yeah. If you can all do that, then you'll be going back to Godhead in this lifetime. Flying in a first-class seat, for sure. You just elevate the quality of your sadhana. That's what we should strive for. I'm speaking from experience of having done both, the good and the horrible. So I can vouch for both, the good and the bad. And you don't want to do the bad, and you don't have to. So why do it? You don't have to. You're going to spend a certain amount of time chanting anyway. So you condition yourself. Like some devotees, they condition themselves at that time of day, like everything's off. It's just they don't do anything. They automatically, their mind shuts off, they go internal, they focus, there's appreciation. Like all these things happen, like a robot being turned on. It's just like everything falls into place, and then that's how they chant japa. And they've been doing it well for so long, it's subconscious. I have this experience. If you do not like to chant japa, and you're doing it because you have to, in the morning, when you put your hand in your bead bag, your energy level will go down because you don't like to do it. As anything you do that you don't like to do, your energy level goes down, right? If you think of something you don't like to do, and right now I asked you to do it, how would you feel? And if I asked you to do something you really like to do, how would you feel? Your energy level would rise, right? Isn't it? So if you have bad experiences with japa, every morning when you have to chant, your energy goes down. Have you noticed that? Right. And another problem, this is a huge problem. If you chant japa first thing in the morning and you don't like it, you're not that enthusiastic to get out of bed because that's the first thing you're going to do when you get out of bed. Isn't it? Now imagine you really like it. You look forward to it. It's much easier to get up. Sometimes I get up early. I shouldn't get up early because I'll fall asleep during the day. But I think it's so nice to chant japa early. I'm just going to get up. I like it. Even though the bed is warm and soft and cozy. But when your taste for japa is greater, you're just like, well, I'll get up. I'll sleep later. This is so nice. So it's something to think about. If you are chanting japa every day and you don't like it, it can be difficult to get up because you're getting up to do something. The first thing you're going to do is something you don't want to do. Jai, it's time to get up. Oh, japa. Oh. Snooze button. Isn't it? Hare Krishna. What else? We have 10 minutes. Yes, this side.
Thank you. Can
Yes.
you give us a couple of more of your Kickstarters for appreciation?
Mm-hmm.
Something that maybe, works best in your
I can tell you what works for me. You know, we're chanting the holy name and we're thinking, I know, Krishna, you're in the name, but I just don't realize it, right? And so that realization is going to happen on a much higher level of bhakti because our senses are more pure. And so because they're more pure, we perceive Krishna more. And that happens on like bhava, very high level. But what I find that works really well for me is I remind myself that Krishna, you're actually sitting here in this, you're in this sound. And I try to get into that. I try to feel it, because Prabhupada said you can feel Krishna in his name. So something, Hare Krishna, you just feel the vibration in your body. Feel it around you. Like just say Hare Krishna and feel it in your chest. Hare Krishna. That's Krishna vibrating in your chest. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So sometimes I'm chanting and I'm thinking, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna's here. You're in this name. I'm reminding myself. And then as I remind myself, then the wow factor hits. Oh wow, Krishna, you're actually here. Like the Lord of, I'm sitting with the Lord of the universe. Sometimes, you know the story of Dhruva when he stopped breathing and everyone suffocated? He connected with universal air. And when he stopped breathing, everybody choked. So sometimes I feel that way when I'm chanting. I'm like, wow, I'm connected with the source of the universe right now. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. This is like amazing. You know? Another thing that I think, which is so beautiful, is I'm chanting, Krishna's there and he's hearing me, so I can ask him anything I want, expressed. You know, not mentally so much as from the heart. Could you imagine if Krishna were with you, wouldn't you think, I could ask anything. Like, what would I ask? You know? Of course, we would ask for something to uplift us, to purify us. So sometimes I'm chanting and I'm thinking, this is like amazing because I can sit and express my heart to Krishna while I'm chanting. That's a high level of appreciation, that I can do that. And Prabhupada said, Krishna wants to know what you want when you're chanting, because you're calling him, so he wants to know, why are you calling me? Like, what's up? What do you need, you know? So oftentimes I'm sitting there chanting and I'm thinking Krishna's in his name, I'm listening to the name, and then I think, this is amazing, because like whatever is going on for me, I can throw that out there to Krishna. You know, Krishna, I have this challenge or this desire or this need. And just express it through the heart, so it doesn't distract me from chanting. And that's like, wow, that's big. You know, every morning you can talk to Krishna. And also sometimes you can hear Krishna talk to you. If you're in the mood. But you have to really practice it. You have to put the energy into it. As with anything, how are you going to get reciprocation from something if you don't put the energy into it? Right? And we're thinking we're just going to chant, and like we were having this marriage workshop this weekend, and my wife was saying you need a marriage sadhana, like you have to work on your marriage all the time. So a lot of people think, well, it's just good, it'll just get better as we like one another. No, it's like I'll just chant and it'll be good. Well, yeah, if you're very elevated, of course. But if you're not, don't think you just chant and just sit around and hope it's going to get better. You have to actually make the effort to try to put your heart in. And for me, one of the most powerful ways to chant is just like everything I said is powerful, but you have to go deep into it on an emotional level to feel it. Because if it's intellectual, it won't have the power. Because you're not feeling it, you're only understanding it, But if you actually feel that Krishna, if you allow yourself to feel that Krishna loves you, and really just open yourself, get rid of all your doubts, and just accept he loves me because of who he is, not because of who I am. He loves me because he is love. And you allow yourself to feel, oh my Govinda, God actually loves me. That's amazing. And you feel that, and then you chant. It's amazing. because you're feeling his love and you want to give it back. Like, how can you give it back? How can you fully give it back if you don't feel it? And it's like, I don't want to surrender and this and that. But when you feel his love, no, I want to surrender, I want to reciprocate. So I think the answer to your question is everything I said, but it has to be an emotional experience. It can't be an understanding. Because if you don't feel it, then it doesn't work. If you understand Krishna loves you, but you don't feel it, it's completely different. Yes.
And when we are sometimes in this mood, after some time, some deep doubts can come out, also surface to our consciousness.
Doubts about the holy name, or just doubts in general?
About everything. Sometimes.
Yeah.
How? Yeah.
I would say when you're chanting, you don't want to take tangents and because then you'll forget that you're chanting. And in those situations, I would say just try to put your faith in the holy name, accept that this will actually work. It's there in all the scripture. It's exemplified by anyone who does it, and just even if it's theoretical faith, say, I need to put faith in this process. Because the only way I get the faith is by initially putting the faith in it, so I can get the experience, right?
So you're advising from intellect to the mind, and to pass it from our intellect to the heart.
Yeah, because Shraddha, faith, means to put it in the heart.
How?
Because every acharya has said this works. The best way to have faith in the process is to do it right. Because you can't get faith if you do it wrong. Because it won't work for you. And how can you get faith if it doesn't work? So you do it wrong and it doesn't work, and then you say, yeah, this process doesn't work. It's like someone doesn't know how to use software. And he goes, this computer doesn't work. Like that. So it's so important to do it right, because then you'll automatically have faith, because Krishna will reveal himself through his name, and you'll have that experience. But if you don't do it right, he doesn't reveal himself, and then you can't develop faith because you have no experience. It's like you're trying to taste something and you haven't taken the wrapper off, and you say it doesn't taste good. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, if you could comment, sometimes happens that when we make a preaching program where other people chant the holy name and they take some books and prasadam, then the next day our japa is
better,
very high.
Yeah. I don't know if I have to comment. You just made the comment.
So I just want to add.
Yeah. If you're having a little challenge chanting, go out and teach someone else to chant. Just walk down the street with a little mantra card and say, excuse me, sir, could you say this for me? What does it mean? He said, tell me. It means I need help. You need help? Yeah, I need help. Can you say this? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yeah. It will definitely help you. For sure. Yes. Mrs. Violet.
My question is, if you can say something about 16 rounds and how to inspire others to chant 16 or even more.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know, those of us who live in a temple or who have taken formal initiation, take a vow to chant 16 rounds, which is 16 times 108, which is 1,728, right? Yeah. In India, traditionally, it was 64 rounds, which means it's 1,728 times 4, which is like in the 6,000 or so mantras. That takes 8 hours. That was standard, traditionally. And that would engage people most of the day in meditation, considering they weren't working much. It's a different culture. So my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, he started this movement. He came to the West, and he asked people to chant 16, and they said, we can't do that. So traditionally, people could just kind of sit and be calm. And Hare Krishna. Can you imagine 8 hours just sitting? Hare Krishna. Could you imagine 3 minutes sitting and not looking at your phone, like today? And they're 8 hours. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So then the devotee said to Prabhupada, it's not possible. And they didn't even have phones then. This was 1965 or 66. So he said 32, and they said, we can't. He said 16. Minimum, you should do 16. That was like the bottom line. So that was what he set for people who wanted to take initiation or wanted to take this process seriously as a minimum. So it's kind of like a magic number to shoot for. If you're in this process seriously, that's the number to shoot for. It's kind of like, the way I look at it is like, I've got these herbal pills that will make you Superman or Superwoman, but it doesn't work if you don't take 16 of them. Like you'll get the full nutrients from 16 of these pills. So that's the way I see it. And having done this for 54 years, I kind of feel like, nutritionally, like 16 is like the bottom basis, And so Prabhupada said, but you can get love of Godhead even with that, 16 rounds. So he stressed that as something extremely important. So that's why we do it. And there are many devotees in our movement who do more, because after chanting for many years, they've developed a deeper connection. And to them, 16 is like too little. 25, 32, 64, and it's quite easy for them. So, if you want to chant 16, or you are, it only makes sense to do it properly, because then it'll be sweet and relishable, rather than struggle through it. And if you're struggling through it, then just look at it like you're struggling with your relationship with Krishna. If you say, I don't like chanting, it's like saying to Krishna, I don't like sitting with you. It's not good, is it? It's not good to have a bad relationship with the holy name, because it's Krishna. Yeah. I've done 16 rounds every day for 54 years. You want to know how I did it? Well, I decided to do it when I moved in the temple, but I made a decision that this is what I want to do the rest of my life. And then I found out that I didn't know how not to do it. I just did it because I conditioned myself to do it. So I did it every day to the point where I didn't know how not to do it. Like right now, I'm so used to chanting and walking that if I don't chant while I walk, I feel like something's missing. So it's very natural for me. And if I'm somewhere in a forest or, extra time, I'll just, I wouldn't just, I might listen to something transcendental, but otherwise I just condition myself to do that. So that's the beauty of doing it every day. You condition yourself and it becomes quite easy, or easier. I get to chant, I want to chant, and I love to chant. That's how we want to feel, right? For all of you who would like to chant or would like to chant more, you just say before you begin chanting, just say, thank you, Krishna, for giving me the holy name. I feel so fortunate. And then say, I get to chant, I want to chant, I love to chant. And that will kind of set you up for an appreciation. That's also, I get to chant, I want to chant, I love to chant. That's an appreciation. It puts you in the right frame of mind that I'm so fortunate to have this. What do you think? You want to try it? See what happens? Money back guarantee. Hare Krishna. Is that okay? We went overtime. What should we do? We should stop, right? It's prasad, time for prasadam. Anyone dying to ask one more question? Yes. Little questions. If it's a little question, you get a little answer then.
Yes. I'm just Can you share with us just a little bit how was to chant in the presence of Srila Prabhupada?
How was it? I don't know how to describe it. You know, when I was initiated, Prabhupada, you would give Prabhupada your beads and he would chant on them and give them back. So every initiate. So there were 4 initiates before me. So there's 5 of us. So I got to chant 5 rounds with Prabhupada. What was it like? I can't describe it. There are no words to describe it. But I can say this. If you chant deeply and connect, people around you will feel you. Their chanting will, if your chanting gets better, devotees around you, their chanting will get better. It's a fact. So, chanting with Prabhupada is easy. Because there's so much love coming out. But this is the Hare Krishna movement, so we should be relishing the chanting. And people around us will feel like what's this vibration coming out of you? So that was what it was like with Prabhupada. It was like this vibration of love and taste for chanting. Okay, thank you for coming. It's nice to see you all here. And tomorrow we're going somewhere, and if you're going to that same somewhere, I'll see you there. Where's the somewhere we're going tomorrow?
Brežice. Brežice.
Breji. Se. Breji se. Something like that. For some programs we're going to do there tomorrow. I would like to see you all if you'd like to come. Hare Krishna. I have, in the tent I have some books. We have the Japa book in Slovenian and English. We also have cards of these affirmations, these japa affirmations, and I have written other books about practically applying bhakti, and we have t-shirts that help support my work. So, and I have lectures on a USB stick. 1,200 hours. They're not lectures, they're actually workshops. 1,200 hours of workshops. And I have music, 70 hours or something crazy, that include about 50 guided meditations to help you in your chanting and help you in your self-care. Yeah. So make sure you get something before you go, because I'm not here that often, and you never know when I'm coming back. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Oh, Premanandi, Hare Krishna.
Mahatma Prabhu ki jai. Thank you for your nice workshop, for your words of wisdom. Zahvalili smo se našemu predavatelju za njegove besede modrosti oziroma za čudovito delavnico na temo svetega imena. Sledi še par obvestil, kratkih obvestil, kakor ste slišali. Prabhu in Mataji se bodo jutri udeležila vajšnavskega kempa Zdravo življenje v Brežicah. Vljudno vabljeni ste vsi. Prav tako je z nami Kirtanija Deva Dharma Prabhu, ki bo imel kirtan delavnice, zato ste vsi lepo vabljeni, da se priključite, da se pridružite. Več informacij boste dobili na oglasni deski oziroma pri Lila Šuka Prabhuju ali pri katerem koli drugem tempelski bhakti. Mogoče še kakšno obvestilo o prihajajočih gostih, ki prihajajo v naslednjem mesecu. In v naslednjem mesecu, tudi v drugi polovici, imamo najlepši dogodek leta in največji festival vseh festivalov, to je Jan Maštami. Tako da, Jan Maštami, Mahamahodca ki, več informacij, oziroma informacije o tem dogodku bojo sledile po sredstvih obveščanja, nekaj si lahko tudi pogledate na oglasni deski. Današnji prasadam je sponzoriran, kot veste. Zgodil se je še en vesel dogodek in sicer danes smo imeli poroko. Tako da želimo novim poročencema, Vrindavan, Prabhu in Kirtana Mataji vse najboljše in 3-krat maha mantra za njihovo milost v družinskem življenju. Hare Krišna, Hare Krišna, Krišna Krišna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krišna, Hare Krišna, Krišna Krišna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krišna, Krišna Krišna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In čim več Gaura Pramanande! Hare Ja, mogoče je še kakšno obvestilo, ki sem ga pozabil povedati. Sledi pa molitev pred prasadamom in potem prasadam. Tako da vsi v en glas lahko skupaj zapojemo molitev naše Acharye Bhakti Vinod Thakur Maharaja. Sharira Vidyaja Jodandriya Tahika Jive Pale Visha Sagore Taramadi Jivati Lova Moisudurmati Takachetaka Tina Sansare Krishna Vada Doya Moy Kore Gare Jiva Joy Svaprasata Dilabhai Seda Prita Bhav Radha Krishna Gunagam Premeda Kosh Shikaritai Shri Pancha Tattva Mahaprasadam ki jai. Prasadam se bo delil zunaj v šatoru, prednost imajo otroci, starejši, potem pa sledimo tudi mi. Prostovoljni prispevki so tudi zaželeni, iz srca ali iz denarnice, sami se odločite, malo keca še pred prasadamom. No. In še vedno vam želimo lep dan, ostanite z nami, ob 7. uri bo tudi program Plus z Lalita Govinda Prabhujem. Gaura Pramanande! Hvala.
What kind of program?